Principles of finance, a la shmup. Who gets what now? Blade Runner Nanodrone has been a massive hit, at least as far as the LBO-MBO has gone thus far. You were the key analyst, the one who discovered the company, the one who had the Brunswicks to bet what was left of your career on this investment. And it worked. But you haven't slept well since that original, hot IPO. It had originally planned to sell the company to the public for $50 a share, kind of fair-ish value there. But then it rocketed to the now obscenely high price of $200 a share. Well, you know enough to not argue with whatever data the stock market is giving you. You understand that it is smarter than you are. So you just take notes and fill out the charts as you prepare for the 144A offering 6 months and change after the company has gone public, reported 2 quarters as a publicly traded company, and then with the belief that the public has no more information than does your firm about the inner workings of BRND, well, you are free and clear to sell your holdings in it. The ownership of BRND at the moment looks like this: 15% new shareholders via the IPO. Originally, the firm was only going to sell 10% to the public, but since the offering was so hot, the green shoe executed, and the bank sold 15% instead of just 10%. Then, of the remaining 85% ownership, well, a fourth is previous management and 3/4 is your firm, i.e. that's 25% of 85%, or 21.25% owned by management, and 75% of 85%, or 63.75% owned by your firm. Well, multiply each of these by the market cap, which we get by multiplying the $200 per share price and the 35 million shares out, and yeah, that's a $7 billion market cap. So who owns what now? Roughly, new shareholders value in the 15% that they own in the IPO. Yeah, that's around $1 billion. Management value, $1.5 billion. Firm ownership stake value, $4.5 billion. Your firm's senior partner says, wow, now that's a return. He throws these numbers down in front of you. 30x. Can you say that? You nod, mumbling quietly to yourself the word that. The $150 million you got the firm to invest 3.5 years ago is now worth, according to Wall Street, $4.5 billion. 30 times what you put in. And the reward to the firm is equally massive. They're essentially in the bonus round of profit participation, and they'll keep 25% as their carry, not 20%. It's of their gains, of their profits. That is, investors valued the time value of their investment, and by returning a lot of money in a very short period of time, this firm gets a bonus on top of its bonus. And you're not surprised, the senior partner is so, strutty. He is one of the 2 managing general partners who, in this case, will each keep 8 points of carry. That is, of the total 25 points given, they keep 8, or just under 1/3 of the profits each. And they're the people who started the firm. They raised the money, they took the career risk, and the best thing they ever did in this history of the firm, hire you, at least at this moment in time. In a vacuum, your investment in BRND will have made the firm 25% of the profits, which are $4.5 billion, minus the $150 million in the initial investment there, minus, say, another attribution of 2% a year in fees and other costs. Well, let's call that total $10 million here, but ignore it because in the scheme of our rough calculations, amazingly, all that money, well, it's just a rounding error. So that's a profitable gain of $4.35 billion-ish, and your firm keeps 25% of it, or $1.1 billion net. That means that each managing partner with 8/25 of carry then gets about $350 million each. The other general partners each get 2 points of carry, just for showing up. There are 3 of them who each get 2/25 of that $1.1 billion, or $90 million bucks. And then there's you, your buddies, the general counsel, and a few others who each get half of 1 point of carry on this fund. That's 0.5 over 25, or 1/50, or 2% of the $1.1 billion, or about $22 million each. You'll get a multiple like 3 to 5 times more than those amounts because you originated the deal, and your dough will come out of small bits of everyone else's carry and maybe some extra participation in future funds because, well, after this deal, you're a rock star. You're going to be recruited by everyone on Wall Street to come onto their team and do more of this drone stuff. Yeah, world expert, cover the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, and you're digesting because something doesn't feel right. You think of Martin Sheen lecturing Charlie at the end of Wall Street, just as he's going to prison, only in this case, well, you did nothing illegal at all. You're just wondering about the wisdom of this kind of system with so much more risk in it than it seems, that at least that any of the investing public realizes. And then you get a little deep. You begin questioning the meaning of life and your place in the world. And you're thinking about the Beatles singing All You Need Is Love when they were each billionaires. Yeah, easy to sing that then. Yes, you worked hard, went to a fancy school, but just this one payday is multiples of the sum total of what both of your parents combined will ever earn in their entire lives. So you ask yourself what value you add here and have this whole existential greed is good crisis. Chamber music is playing darkly in your office until a red convertible Porsche honks on the street and you notice, oh, how shiny. You shout, Alexa, play the tequila song. You know, na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, that one. And as you noodle the millions you stand to gain as soon as the post-IPO 6 months have passed, well, you focus on the fact that this is just one of 3 funds running contiguously in the firm. This fund was raised 4 years ago, another was raised 7 years ago, and the most recent was raised just last year. And because BRND was already perceived as a winner when they doled out the carry, your participation was raised to 2 points from a half. And if you find the exact same deal in this next fund, you make 5 times what you made on this crazy lucrative deal. You can't even fathom the numbers as they represent real things that you can actually spend money on and, buy. But the private equity whisperer voice in your head whispers, yeah, that's the real math. Don't wake up from this dream.